guys, welcome back to my channel. I look a little different today. I have gotten some requests to do a tutorial, but I'm not a makeup artist, so I don't really feel qualified to do that, but I figured a good solution would be to do like a get ready with me video, and you could just see how I get ready for a normal work day. So yeah. So I have no makeup on now. By the end of this video I will look like you normally see me, but yeah, so I'm just gonna try to walk you through it, and I don't know, this might be weird, but we'll see. So let's get started. First what I do is I pull my hair back in some clips so that I can work and my hair doesn't get in the way. So I just use these little ones. Anything will do. And then I like to put my hair behind me so it doesn't get in my way. So I already started off by using moisturizer. I used my Earth Science fragrance-free almond aloe moisturizer. This is from Whole Foods. It's this light and silky facial care with hydrating jojoba for all skin types. I like this stuff a lot. I've used it before. I got it on sale this time. It was $8.99. I think it's normally like maybe $9.99, $10. So it's really cheap, and it's a pretty big bottle. And I like it because it's really lightweight. And then, since I've had to be outside for work a lot lately, I've been putting SPF 50 on my face. This is the Boscia sunscreen with SPF 50. I talked about this in my favorites this month. See if it'll focus. There we go. I like this stuff. It stays on really well. It blends in pretty well for being a mineral sunscreen and not a chemical sunscreen. It has octinoxate, which is a chemical sunscreen, but it also has titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. So this is really good coverage if you're going to be outside all day. So yeah, so this is the two things that I have on my face so far. Now, if I'm planning on doing something after work and I want to make sure my makeup really lasts, I'll put on this Makeup Forever Step 1 primer. But I'm not really planning on going anywhere after work except for the gym, so I'm not really worried about my makeup staying on really late. So I'm going to skip that today. So the foundation I'm going to be using is this Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. I love this stuff. This stuff, if you are going to be outside all day, this is what you should get, because this lasts, like, it's like bulletproof. It's crazy. But a little goes a very long way, so you don't want to put too much on. So I try to use as little as I can and then come back and layer on more if I need to. And I'm in the shade Light Neutral. So, because it is so heavy duty, I like to use a dampened beauty blender, because it kind of really, I don't know how to describe it, but it like doesn't let you, it almost stops you from putting too much on, if that makes sense. And it gives you a more natural application. So, what I normally do is I put some on my finger like so, and I just put it on, I need a little bit more, the four corners of my face, and just kind of start. Actually, I'm going to put some on my nose too. So I got the four corners of my face and then down my nose, and then I'm just going to take my beauty blender and stipple it on. So I have like a light layer of coverage going on right now. Then I'm going to put a little bit more. I'm going to do the same thing. Put it in four corners. A little bit more right there. And I'm actually going to put a little more back here, because I tend to break out right along my jawline. So I want to cover that up. Okay. So then do the same thing. Blend it in. This foundation is not like, it kind of stays the same consistency until you blend it in. It's not one where you have to like really rush, because it's going to dry in one spot. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I don't want to put too much. I also forgot to mention that this does have SPF 15, but that's basically nothing. So that's why I put the sunscreen on first. So now I'm going to go in with some concealer. And I'm going to use this Time Balm concealer from the Balm. This is in the shade Light Medium. It reminds me a lot of the, what's it called? Benefit what is it? Erase paste. It reminds me a lot of that. Same color-wise, consistency-wise, I really like it. And I'm just going to use this little brush, which I don't really know the name of. I think I got it like in a Groupon kit. Works. And I'm just going to spot conceal any blemishes that I have. Which, like I said, this is where I tend to break out. I got a couple there. Ooh, there's an eyebrow here. And then I'm going to do the other side. You've never used a beauty blender or bought a beauty blender because you thought, oh, $20 for a sponge? That's just ridiculous. This is so much different than a sponge. I'm like, I don't know what they do to it to make it so different, but it's like the texture is completely different. And it's completely different than any of those knockoff ones that they have. So I would definitely recommend trying it out at least once. I don't think you'll regret it. Okay, so now I've got concealer and foundation, and I'm going to do my under eyes now. I have pretty crazy under eyes. I'm actually going to take the same brush that I used for the other concealer, and I'm going to use this, oh, I didn't show you. Let me show you. This Pixie Correction Concentrate Brightening Peach. It is from Target. And it's like $12.99. I have a video on it. I can show you, I'll put a link, like a little card thing right there. But let me show you the color. It's a really good color for correcting under your eyes. It's like a nice salmon-y color. Okay, so I like to go all underneath. I like to get right up to the lash line and cover up all the blue because that's what I want to color correct. I have really bad dark circles. I think it's a mixture of having kind of like see-through skin, like you can see all my veins, and also I think it's a mixture of allergies. I like constantly have bad allergies, so I think that's what it is. Like when people talk about this little fuzz. When people talk about having puffy eyes, the only time I ever get puffy eyes is because of allergies, and there's no rollerball that's going to help me with that. My main concern is the dark circles. So now I've color corrected, and now I'm going to take this CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous in light medium. It looks like this. It comes from the drugstore. And I'm going to put this under my eyes to brighten them. And I'm also going to use it kind of as like a highlighter, just like a really quick way to get a little bit of highlight and give some dimension to the face. So I'm going to go under my eyes. So I always feel like really crazy like this point, and I kind of want to take a picture of myself when I'm at this point because I just look ridiculous. But anyway, so now we're going to blend. Okay, so as you can tell, it's like very subtle. Like I don't look like Kim Kardashian crazy or anything, but I just like it. I feel like it brightens up my face a little bit and doesn't make me look as monotone. So now this foundation you don't really need to set. Like if I was just using this foundation, I don't think I'd need to set it because it almost sets by itself pretty nicely. But I did put a lot of concealer on top, and the concealer I do feel like I need to set. So I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is the Matte and Poreless. It's shade 100. And this is just from the drugstore. It's super cheap. I like it because in the summertime I need a lot of pressed powder because it gets so hot in Louisiana. Yesterday it was 96, I think. So it comes with a little sponge thing, but I just use a brush. This is an Eco Tools brush that I really like. I think it came in a set, but it doesn't have a number or anything. So I just like to use this and just lightly dust the powder to make sure everything is set. Especially like with me, like I work for a photography studio and I have to go outside and take pictures in like the 95-degree weather, so I need to make sure everything is set and it's not moving. I don't need stuff sliding all over my face. So then I'm going to go back in with this Real Techniques brush. This is the setting brush, it's called. So, next up, I've got my face. It's like a blank canvas now. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. And I'm going to use this shade right here to contour a little bit. I like to use this big, gigantic fan brush to contour. You can see, compared to my face, how big this thing is. But I like to do actually a little bit of this shade and a little bit of this shade. So I just kind of lightly put some on my brush. Not really any scientific way of doing this. And then I just like to I feel like I can go a little overboard, and I feel like I kind of did, so I'm going to go back with my regular powder brush and I'm just going to blend on top of it to just kind of soften the line. Okay, in the mirror, in the viewfinder it looks a little intense, so we'll see how I look on camera, but in the mirror I think it looks pretty good. So this is one of my all-time favorite blushes, if and when I ever finish it, because it seems like it's never gonna finish. You can see how much I have. I will purchase a new one, but this reminds me so much of NARS's Orgasm blush, which is like, you know, people rave and on about, but it's just a little more corally, not quite as pink, but I feel like it lasts on the skin longer. Like, don't get me wrong, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous blush. They both are in their own right, but I just like the way this lasts longer. Especially if I'm gonna be outside all day, like I am, this is the one I'm gonna go with. So I'm gonna take a blush brush. Let's see which one I want to use today. This is actually an e.l.f. blush brush, which is, this is the studio line, so it's $3. This is a really good brush for $3. Their $3 brushes are like really, really good. Sorry, my nose is itching me like crazy. Okay, so I'm just gonna lightly tap my brush in there, tap off the excess. And just go on top of my cheekbones. Another thing I like about this blush is it's real shimmery, but not like glittery, but it gives a nice highlight without having to use that extra step of putting a highlight when you're trying to get out the door. I know this seems like a lot and this video is probably going to be really long, but when I'm doing it like super fast, I can get this done, knocked out in like 20 minutes. 25. Okay, so now my face is done. So now we're going to move on to eyes. I have been using the Lorac behind the scenes eye primer for a while now. Really, I haven't used any, I have to be honest, I haven't used any drugstore primers, but I haven't met a, do I take that back? I pretty much like all like high-end eye primers, except I'm not crazy about the Urban Decay one. So this, I'm just going to squirt some out on my fingers. I like to use my ring fingers so I don't put too much pressure. I'm just going to apply this to my eyelids. Okay, now a super easy palette I'm going to grab is this Too Faced Natural Matte palette. If you're in a rush, this is like the best palette to use. It is, I'll try to hide that mirror for you. There's so many easy colors. They're all matte, so it's perfect like for a work look because they're all work appropriate. Will be true to what I would do on a morning. I would go with this bottom row. So, let me get my brushes. Clean this off because I just used it yesterday on similar colors because I'm pretty much always wearing neutrals on a daily basis. So this is another EcoTools brush. This came in maybe the same set as that other one. EcoTools brushes are so soft and they're cruelty-free. This is bamboo, oops, and they're made really well. Like, they rarely ever shed on me. They're just high-quality brushes for a really cheap price. I think I'm going to actually use this bottom row, and I'm also going to use this shade right here. So I'm going to put Nudie on the lid. That's this big shade right here. I'm going to take this Sephora Professional brush It is number 24, Smoky Eye. So really, it's just like a pencil brush. You can see. It's teeny tiny. And I'm going to use Chocolate Cookie, this shade right here. And I'm going to kind of put that in the outer V. Tap off any excess. So now, put this brush back, and I'm going to grab this brush, which actually is like a super old brush. It doesn't even say anymore, but it was an Estee Lauder brush that I think I got from my mom, that she got in a gift set from like forever ago. You can tell it is well loved. This thing actually comes off. I should probably get some glue for that. But I just really love it for putting highlighter on the brow bone. It just works so well. So I'm going, since we're doing all matte, I'm going to go in and use this matte color right here. It's called Heaven. I'm going to put that on my brow bone. Now I'm going to go in with my Eco Tools brush. This actually came in a little mini travel kit, that's why it's so short. But this is like an amazing brush for blending out your crease. They don't have names on their brushes, or I would tell you. But like I said, this is like, these brushes are so good. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of this honey butter right here. And put it in the crease. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with this Estee Lauder brush, put some more of this, and just kind of do the top of my brow bone. Now I'm going to do liner. If I'm really in a rush, I would just smudge some of this liner on. So let's do that, so you can see what a real day is. This is actually the Sephora liner. This is the Waterproof Contour Eye Pencil 12-Hour Wear, and this shade is Cocoa Shimmer. Well, it's Cocoa, but it's a shimmer shade, number 14. These things are so amazing, and they're like $12. Like, you cannot get better than that. So yeah, it's like, it says it's shimmer, but you don't really see any shimmer. It's just kind of like a chocolate brown. I really like it though. And they go on so creamy. They go on just to me, just as creamy as the 24-hour, no, Urban Decay, what are they called? I think 24/7 Glide On pencils. And those are like twice the price, and I think these last longer. So I'm just gonna take this, and I like when I'm like just doing like, I don't know. So some people this might seem crazy to say this is more of a natural look, but to me this is more of a natural look. So I'm just gonna line from here to like maybe like 2/3 of the way. I don't line all the way. So I'm not gonna be able to do that in the camera. So yeah, there's one eye done. Another good thing about this liner is that like if you mess up, you just wipe it and keep going. So if you're kind of close for work like I normally am, if you were to mess up with like liquid liner, you would have to like start over, whereas this, you can kind of make it work. I'm telling you, this stuff is so easy, you can smudge it with your fingers. But once it sets, it sets. So yeah, okay, so my liner's done. And I'm not gonna put any on the lower lash line because it would just come off during the day. If I was going out or something, I probably would. So now I'm going to do my lashes. So I'm going to curl them. This is a Sonia Kashuk curling thingamajig, lash curler, I guess is what you would call it, that I got forever ago from Target. But I also have one from e.l.f. that I keep in my travel bag that works really well too, and I think it was like $1. So yeah. I have the most watery eyes ever, so for that liner to stay all day, it's pretty good. It's really good. So, mascara, I'm going to use this little sample that I just got of the Urban Decay Perversion mascara, which I really like. The brush is a lot like the Dior Show brush, I find. Just not quite as wide, like in this way. Okay, and then I just like to go and take just my finger and kind of let the lashes, like just kind of blink onto the lashes, and it just kind of gives it a little extra curl. If there was one lash tip I could give you, it would be that one. I think that really helps, like as they're wet and drying, it really helps them to give it a little lift. Okay, so now I have one eye done, and I'm going to do the other one. Okay, and I don't know if you can see, but I always make a mess with mascara. So I'm going to go back in and clean it up. Another tip, if you get mascara everywhere like I do, is to wait to clean it up until after it's dried. Because if it's wet still, you're going to make even more of a mess. Okay, now the only thing left I have is brows and lips. So for brows, I have been using this L'Oreal Brow Plumper. The label is completely worn off. You can see how much I use it. And I probably need to get a new one because it's kind of running out of stuff. But this is like $8.99 and it lasts a really long time. And it's very, very... I've never used the Benefit. And let me preface by saying that, the Benefit Brow Wiz. But if I had to guess, I would say this is pretty much exactly the same for a fraction of the cost. So I just go through my brows. And I already have pretty thick brows, so this just kind of helps. One, because it's a gel, it helps keep them in place and not go crazy, because they tend to be a little crazy and have a mind of their own. But it also kind of tints them. Not that I need a tinting, but like sometimes like I put sunscreen on, so that made them really light and gave them like a blue tint. And then when I put the pressed powder, that lightens them up a little bit too, and it's just hard to get it all off. So it's easier to just put this on, and you can really tell the difference between one brow and the other. So I just go in for a little bit more for the other brow. Okay. So now my brows are done. And normally, if I'm being completely honest, I don't actually do my lips until I go downstairs and have some coffee, and then I just pull something out of my purse. So I'm gonna go to my purse to get the lip product that I want to use, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I went to go get this Rimmel, it's called Show Off lip lacquer. I believe in the UK they're called the Apocalypse, and actually the display this was on said Apocalypse at the top. But I've been wanting to try these because I've heard really good things about them. This is in the shade Aurora. I got this yesterday at Ulta, and I used it like as soon as I got in the car, and I really liked the colors. Okay, so these are supposed to last a really long time. I put it on yesterday, but then I ate like, make sure I don't have anything on my teeth. What was I saying? Oh, I put it on yesterday right when I left Ulta. Almost dropped it. But then I went and ate dinner. So I don't know if I really gave it enough time to set, but we'll see how it works today. But I really think this is a pretty color. So yeah, so this is what my makeup look looks like for a normal day at work. Okay, so I don't really remember where I left off because my camera card got full. But I think this is a pretty natural looking look for me. I don't know. It's not like crazy colors or anything. It's neutral eyes. My face is covered, like it's pretty full coverage look, but it's not like extreme harsh contours or anything. Yeah, I don't know. This is my go-to look for work. And let me know what y'all thought about this. I think this video is going to be crazy long, so I'm going to try to like fast forward some of the parts. Like when I'm just putting on my foundation and stuff, I'm going to try to fast forward it if I can. But let me know if y'all like this kind of video. I'd be happy to do more. Like I said, I am not a makeup artist, so I do not feel like I'm telling y'all, hey guys, this is what y'all all need to do. This is the proper way to do it. This is just what works for me. So if you like it, great. If you don't like it, don't have to use it. But yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go get started with my day, change my clothes and stuff. So yeah. If y'all like this, please let me know down below. Give it a thumbs up so I know. And please subscribe. I will put a link right here so that you can. It makes me so happy when I get new subscribers or when I see new comments or people like my video. It just makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. But yeah, anyway, not to get super mushy, but I love you guys. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.